Yo, 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 podcast of Dot Trying. Let's go. Let's share this, share that, click that, and boom. And let's do that. Tell me if y'all can hear the music. Uh, uh. Tell me if the music sounds real good. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
God, look, say that deposit finally hit. Bitches lit, best believe if I ain't never needed shit, I needed this. Cheddar cheese on my eggs, and I mix them with the grits. Nigga shit, crazy all that nigga shit. Made them boys nigga rich. I was scrapping with my dogs and putting meals together.
Hey, do me a favor, turn this light off.
And put a meal together.
I don't know if it's that shining off the...
So we can live together. Man, we ain't
it's that sun.
Guys gon' live forever. Forever.
Is it that?
Forever.
The sun is setting right in the wrong spot.
Forever.
There you go. Whatever you did, that worked.
Forever.
King, what's good?
Forever.
Got a little show for y'all, you know? Real quick.
I had to learn that I'm immortal.
I always say real quick and last.
Some people hear me speak my truth and become mortified. Not to realize everything they do is often formalized. Never been afraid to attend my grave. One day we all will die. But like Akon, the soul survive. Never been afraid to walk alone. One with the earth I'm walking on. Had to find out what I'm walking for. Then I stopped up at the corner store. Need a hot flamers from the basement.
Somebody forgot to put their phone on vibrate.
Stupid when you need something to drink. I remember when I was younger, I was afraid to die. I would try to close my eyes, imagining what it'd be like. But to be real, the whole idea, I never quite wrapped my mind. Then I found out I've been alive since the beginning of time. I was looking around for answers that was all here inside. I'm the past, future, and present simultaneously time. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, keep my cipher in line. I've been grinding for a minute now, it feel like my time. Say that deposit finally hit, bitches lit. Best believe if I ain't never needed shit,
I needed this.
Cheddar cheese on my egg,
and I mix them with the grit.
Nigga shit, crazy all that nigga shit.
Made them boys nigga rich.
I was scrapping with my dogs and putting meals together. Now I can make some calls and put a meal together. Man, we might buy the block so we can live together. Man, we ain't dying off, them guys gon' live forever.
Forever by Chill the Gods. So let's get right into it. I'm just gonna play one song. I ain't gonna do a whole concert like I usually do, okay? King, I see you in the building. Eric, I see you in the building. I only got like 3 people in this joint. Think it's y'all 2 and Lisa right now, but I'm gonna get the show started. I'm not even gonna wait. All right. Already did the warm up. Let me set my background up. Let's see how we gonna do this. Let's see how we gonna do this. Let's do that. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's do this. And let's do that. Okay. Welcome to Podcast of Dot Trying. Wait a minute. So the person that's riding with me and they singing it. And I'm like, how the fuck you know this song? What is fire? How they know that song? Yeah, how do they know that song? They from the crib? Or maybe they just been listening to the podcast. I appreciate it. So listen, if that's the case, whatever the case may be, I appreciate the support. And I'm sure Chill to God appreciates the support as well. So let's get into the show. Basically, this show today is going to be a recap, okay? On the last episode, so this is episode 13. Ain't that right, baby? 13? Episode 13 of Podcast of Dot Trying. I am your host, Law, a.k.a. Larry Bird, a.k.a. Law, a.k.a. whatever. You know what I'm saying? Lemonade Larry, Dirty Larry, all that. J Killer. And this is episode 13, and it's called Justice Was Served, with a question mark, as in, that's a question. Appreciate it, Erica. The band is nice play. I appreciate it. You like Sweetness over in the corner? I just brought Sweetness out. I still ain't done setting up my background and getting everything together. But as you can see, it's starting to come together. You know what I'm saying? This is the live banner that I'm going to be using for every time I go live, hence the big live on top of my head. You know what I mean? And I got my boy Sweetness, the bell over there. That's the new logo for Podcast.Trying. Yeah, man, we working on stuff. Like I said in yesterday's rant, that I'm going to constantly get better and I'm going to constantly buy things, and I appreciate all the support from all the subscribers and everybody that sends the Cash App. Speaking of which, let me shout my boy out that sent the Cash App the other day, because I truly do appreciate it, because I don't get very many, and when I do, I appreciate the support. Michael Deshaun, Michael Deshaun Israel. My Cash App acting funny. I don't know what that's about. I guess I ain't supposed to get no Cash App because this app acting crazy. That ain't good. Because I don't want nobody like stealing nothing from me. I hope my Cash App ain't tripping. Let me uninstall this joint. Let me uninstall it. But who was what did I just say his name was? What did I just say his name was?
Oh, Michael Israel.
Michael Israel. Michael Deshaun Israel. I appreciate it. Thank you, Erica, for the compliment on the banner. Like I said, I appreciate all the Cash Apps, Michael Israel, Deshaun Israel. Good looking, bro. If you're listening, if not, if you catch it on a replay, I really do appreciate the support. Now, to get into the show, okay? Justice was served. That's the title of it. Not justice was served, but justice was served, as in a question. As you can see, I got my Army veteran hat on because I thought it was important to wear that for this show, because I want people to know my background, and I want people to realize, like, I did serve the country, and I was, a soldier for 5 years, Army aviation, and so on and so forth. So, and I'm probably going to need this veteran status at the end of this show, because I got a good show. So, justice was served. And what I mean by that is this right here. Justice was served. Was it? Do y'all remember these guys? Boom. This is from last episode too, which is crazy. I'm coming back to this because I've only revisited an episode once, and I just made it a part 1, part 2. I'm making these 2 separate episodes because, and you'll see why. Okay. Do you guys remember these guys? Cold-blooded killers. This guy was the Asian guy, went on a killing spree with the Asians in Atlanta, in Georgia. This guy was the Kenosha shooting, or whatever the case may be. He was the reason the Kenosha shooting happened. And this guy was the guy that killed all those people in that church in, what did I say, North Carolina? South Carolina? I can't even remember. I ain't gonna lie. And we got my boy, Markeith Lloyd. Okay, and that's what the basis of the show is about. Markeith Lloyd killed an officer. First, he killed the mother of his unborn child. Okay, she was pregnant with his child. He killed her for whatever reason. They had evidently a real bad disagreement. And I guess they got into it, or whatever the case may be. I've heard many stories about how he didn't like the fact that she was doing drugs or smoking while she was pregnant. Whatever the case may be, the brothers, I guess, attacked him or whatever, and he was defending himself. From what he said, she pulled a gun out on him. He disarmed her, and then after everything escalated, I guess he had to shoot his way out of the situation. That's what I heard, or whatever the case may be. But then when he was, I guess, supposedly about to get apprehended by a police officer, a black lieutenant, female, down in Florida. All of this happened in Florida. He killed that officer. Now, from what I've heard also with that is she fired first and then he fired back, killing her. You know, some people say he fired first, but when I did my research or whatever the case may be, I heard that the officer fired first and he fired back, killing her. Okay. So that's what we had with it. All right. That's what Markeith did. He killed the woman that was pregnant with his child in the office. All right. And this is how the police brought him in. Okay. So I did a whole segment on that about how, let's just give a breakdown on how I felt about the situation. Okay. I basically said that if I was family members of the people that he killed, I don't have no problem with the fact that they may feel some type of way and wanted to knock his eye loose or, you know, hurt him, or you see what his face looks like right now. If the family members or somebody that was close to the victims did that, I would not be like, oh, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe they did something like that. But however, that wasn't the case. The people that did this to him were police officers. This is a clear-cut case of police brutality. Point blank, period. I don't care how many people he killed. That is not how you arrest somebody. That is not how you use force on somebody. Right? Now, I got a lot of backlash, a lot of different things people were saying. People were calling me, my mother was calling me, hey, you need to be careful how you talking about this, that, and the third. Because I mentioned, you know, the Jewish Holocaust and how people always remember that, but they never remember how black people got treated, slavery. And I got into a lot of deep subjects because I honestly believe in my heart of hearts that this is race related. Okay. I don't think it was because he killed a cop. I don't think it was because he killed some lady. My girlfriend honestly believes a lot of it has to do with him killing a cop. I could kind of agree with that. But for some reason in my heart of hearts, I do believe that if he was white, even though he killed a cop, they wouldn't have fractured his eye like this. They wouldn't have did him the way they did him. I could be wrong. Maybe those cops loved that lieutenant enough where if he was white, black, Mexican, Chinese, or green, they would have kicked his eye right out of his face, right? But no matter what, who he killed or whatever the case may be, it's not up to debate. This is wrong. This is police brutality. This is not how you arrest anybody. I don't care what they did. I don't care how many people. And I justified it by saying, look at this guy. Look how many people he killed. He killed a whole church full of people. Is that officer and that girlfriend, do they life outweigh the people that he killed? And I get it that these were the cop's buddy or lieutenant or boss or whatever the case may be. They may have knew her personally. But what about all the people that knew these people personally? The cops brought them in without a scratch on them. And somebody decided to send me a comment. As you can see. All right, let me blow it up so y'all can see it. Oh, that ain't working either. I gotta fix that. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me just get rid of the banner for a second. Boom. All right, Ronald McClown. What a name. I didn't make this up. Ronald McClown sent the message in, well, comment in under this video saying, show me a video of a white guy in the same situation. On the run for a month for murder, kills a cop to get away and continues to resist arrest with a firearm. Mind-boggling, you can't see the difference between complying and not. I'm not going to call you racist, but something is blinding you from seeing this. You obviously have some issues. Let me ask you this. What do you think would have happened in this case if the guy was black? And then he sent me a YouTube link, and we'll get into that, okay? We'll definitely get into that YouTube link and furthermore dissect some of the stuff that, you know, he was saying. So Ronald McClown felt as if I don't know the difference between complying and not. Now, I did my proper research about this case before I decided to speak on it. And right now, you guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Because Ronald McCloud, I don't think, had all of the facts of the case together before he said what he said, saying that I don't know the difference between complying and not. Now, first, before I get into the video and get to breaking stuff down, I want to tell Ronald McCloud, even though I don't think that's your real name and you using like a troll name just so that you can say whatever you want freely without people knowing who you are and what your name is or what you look like. I do appreciate you still commenting and giving me subject matter and giving me honest to God feedback on how you feel, whether you disagree or agree with me. I appreciate it. And the video that you referenced with the YouTube link, I honestly don't think that guy deserved what happened to him either. And like I said, we will get into that. But I do appreciate your feedback. So don't use this video to discourage you from sending me comments. If you want to stay as Ronald McCloud, stay as Ronald McCloud. That's fine, because I like the feedback, good or bad. I love the good feedback, of course, but I like the bad feedback as well. Curtis, I see you in the background. Just stay with me. I got to get through the story part though and get the build up together. So let's just get right into it, okay? Let's do this. Now, the saying is mind-boggling you can't see the difference between complying and not. Okay. That's what Ronald McCloud thinks, that I can't see the difference between complying and not. So let's do this. Let's see if this is complying or not complying. Let me get it all set up, get it all queued up. Let's do this. I got you. Relax, producer. My producer in the background is telling me to put it on full screen. I got it, baby. Relax. So let's do this. All right. Now, this is the video, okay? Let me paint the picture before I press play. This is the video of Markeith Lloyd's arrest. As you can see, unedited Markeith Lloyd arrest video. As you can see, it's in a dark black and gray type setting because it's coming from a helicopter that is using night vision. Okay. And I will break down everything that I can for you in the video so you can kind of follow it. This blue target right here in the middle, keep your eyes fixed on that. Okay. That is going to be the target for Markeith Lloyd, showing you where he is. All right. Now let's get into it.
Got one crawling out the front door, guys.
Now that's him at his front door, crawling out. As you can see, complying. No weapons. He couldn't possibly have a weapon in his hand. Well, he could, but he doesn't have a weapon in his hand while he's crawling on the ground. Comes to the front of the house. As you can see, we got about 4 officers in the back by that pickup truck. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 police cars to the top right-hand side. To the bottom, there looks like to be 2 more, and who knows how many more police cars behind him.
County Charlie 36.
As we keep going, you'll see they make him low crawl all the way to the street.
Now
you can see there's at least 20, somewhere over a dozen police cars in the top right corner. Not to mention the 4 or 5 cops. Not to mention the 4 or 5 cops that's in the top. At the top. And so we got 4 or 5 at the top, about 20 right in front of him. And Lord knows how many to his right on the bottom of the screen. And you'll see it.
Make sure you hold it back until we identify this guy, guys.
I see they saying they want to identify him. And so far, look, he's low crawling. He clearly doesn't have a weapon. So this guy didn't put up a fight. Like, I don't understand.
All the way out across the sidewalk towards the units.
I don't understand complying. Now, my idea, this is complying. But maybe I don't understand complying. I could be wrong. This man low crawled from the front of a house all the way to the street. If you're in the military, you know, if you out of shape, that's a hell of a low crawl. It ain't that bad, but it ain't that good either. That'll take a lot out of you. Cops approach. Bam. 1 kick, 2 kick, 3 kick, 4 kick. I'm going to rewind this, okay? Just in case y'all missed it because I was talking. Cops approach. He's in the street. He clearly has nothing in his hand. They approach him. He's not putting up a fight. Kick to the face. Stomp to the face. Kick, kick. As you can see, the helicopter was smart enough to zoom out so that they didn't get the cops in trouble. Okay? One more time, because I don't know what complying is. Okay? Oh, well, let me back it up. They already A-Town stomping him. Back it up. He appears to be compliant to me. Crawls out to the street. Cops are approaching. It's like 20 of them. And when they get to stomping them, I'm going to pause it. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can't tell how many. Let me see. Let's see if I can back this thing back up. Boom. Okay. There's got to be at least 15 cops right there. Let's say 12. Let's just call it a dozen. Okay. First 3 cops approach by kicking this man in the face. Okay. That's evident. Now, maybe I don't know what complying is. Y'all tell me. Was that complying? Or I don't know what complying is, or whatchamacallit. Curtis, I see you. I got you. I'm going to let you in. I'm gonna let you in. Now, like I said from the jump, before Mr. McClown decided to send his comment, when he was watching my live, I said it in the live. Do I think this guy deserved to get his face kicked in? Probably. He killed a cop who had a family or didn't have kids or whatever the case may be. Whatever her situation is, she probably had a brother, sister, mother, father, something. She had to have some type of family. And if I was the family member of that cop that was doing her job, I probably want to kick his eyeball in, but I'm not a cop. I didn't swear on an oath to do a job and do it professionally and do it right. Now, by the look of this video, it looks like to me he was laying there, defenseless, no gun. I don't see how he was posing a threat laying on his stomach in front of 20 cops with another 10 or 15 cops just waiting for something to happen. He clearly didn't have a gun, because if he did, they would have just shot him up if they thought that their lives were in danger or they thought they were going to get shot. I mean, I don't know what you want to call compliant. Now, at the end of the day, let's do this. Okay? Let's go back here. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. Boom, boom, boom. Now, like I said, from those kicks and what they did, with what you saw on video, that man was laying on his stomach, basically. That's what happened to him. For crawling out to the street like a freaking dog. He crawled out like an animal. They made that man crawl like an animal. There was no need for that. He could have just stayed on his stomach where he was at. They could have approached him being 15 deep with all them lights, and I'm sure that helicopter had a spotlight on it. I'm sure they had plenty of light. He had already surrendered. And I'm sure the whole time that he was crawling, or whatever the case may be, they were in communication with him, telling him what to do, telling him to stop, telling him to do this, telling him to do that. And I'm sure he was saying things back, okay? With that being said, by him complying and crawling like a dog to the police officers, that's what happened. But yet, I got these guys. Why is it not? Come on, bro. Give me a break. Let me exit out. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Blah, blah, blah. Technical difficulties, boy, I tell you. These guys were brought in without a scratch. And this is why I need a producer, because I'm trying to do You know, it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Certain people make it look easy. Not me. But listen, point is the point. We got this guy killed 2 people, not 3, because she was pregnant. So I'll be respectful and say 3 people. This guy killed, I don't know how many people, more than 3. This guy killed, I think 2, was responsible for 2 deaths. And this guy killed more than 3 people, was responsible for more than 3 deaths. You see the difference? No scratch on their face, nothing. But yet I got somebody sending me this. Show me a video of a white guy in the same situation. I just did. All these guys came in without a scratch on their face because they complied. This guy didn't. Now, after watching that video, Mr. McClown, is that not compliant? The sentence that really cracks me up is, I'm not going to call you a racist, but something is blinding you from seeing this. I know you're not going to call me a racist because you see my girlfriend. If you follow me, then you know who my girlfriend is, because she's on the show and she's in the, in the queue right now listening. So of course you're not going to call me racist. That would just be, just ignorant at best. I don't know what a word I can use for that. That would just be, you have to be blind to call me racist, being that I'm in a relationship with a white woman. You know what I mean? So that's clear. But something must be blinding you from seeing this. Seeing what? Like I said, I wouldn't have did the podcast about this if I didn't already see this video. If I didn't already look into the fact that this man was brutally beat for no reason. He wasn't resisting arrest. Okay, whatever he did in the past, the crimes he committed in the past, that has nothing to do with his arrest. As you can see, the other people that I put up on the screen, they killed plenty of people in the past. They had crimes just similar to this man. And they gave themselves up and they came in without a scratch. So what's the difference here? Because he killed a cop? Other than that, what are we talking about? Was justice served? Street justice. I don't know about any police that might watch this video, but y'all know this ain't right. Y'all think this is right? That they approached that man while it was cowardice. Let's just put that out there, okay? It was cowardice. The man's laying on his stomach. He ain't prepared to fight. He ain't got no weapon. He doesn't have anywhere defending himself. What y'all did was cowardice. Y'all had weapons, and yet you still decided to kick this man while he was defenseless in his eye. Not to mention they broke his eye socket and I think fractured his orbital bone or broke his orbital bone. They broke his face basically. And they kicked him so hard in the eye, he's blind in that eye. That eye that you're seeing that's closed up, it no longer works, people. The eye is gone. Yeah, he came to court with a patch. He had to get his sentence with a, what is this saying? No, what is going on? This thing's trying to log me off. Hold on, people. I'm sorry, my computer is tripping. Yeah. They kicked him so hard that his eye doesn't work anymore. It's gone. He's blind in one eye. He had 2 eyes. But from that video that you just witnessed on the screen, he is now blind in one eye. And the argument that I was greeted with was the difference between complying and not complying. I don't know. Curtis, you there?
Yo. How's
You in the house? Huh?
How we good on audio?
Yeah, you good.
All right. So go ahead and put me on the big screen because I wanna get this out the way.
So get you on the big screen. I got you. Go ahead, bro. Have at it.
Okay, so whatever clown ass nigga, and yes, I'm gonna say it just like that, sent that goofy ass motherfucking message is a racist. You ain't got to say it, but I'm gonna say the shit. He's a fucking racist. And you can clearly see from the video that you just showed, and that's what kills me about people is that there is so much information out on the web and people choose to be blind. But TB said it a long time ago that uh um that people are blind to the privilege that they have. Um so anyways, so you can tell that they knew they was doing something wrong when the helicopter camera panned away.
Facts.
So if he was resisting or whatever, what is the point of panning the camera away? And I don't care if he molested a village of children. This is coming from me. I don't care if he molested a village of children. As far as the police is concerned, there is no justification for them using excessive force and assaulting civilians. There is no rhyme or reason for that. So I think for everybody who is involved for that, they need to be fired. It won't happen, but I feel like they should be. And the sad part about this is that it's probably gonna get swept under the rug. And for the clown ass nigga who
Hold
sent
on,
that
let me just say
hold
something,
on,
okay?
for the clown ass nigga who sent that message, I hope it happened to your mama. Let's see
Oh
if you keep
wow.
that same
Oh
energy.
wow. Curtis is so messy. Jesus Christ. Listen, okay, let me clear some things up, all right? It isn't that it's probably gonna get swept under the rug. This trial happened a while back. They didn't file any charges. They tried to let me correct that. They filed charges, but they were dropped. They said the excessive force was justified, which is, I don't know. I watched the video and I'm just, like I said, that's why I brought this whole thing forward. You know what I mean? Because I saw this and I couldn't believe my eyes. I did my proper research before I decided to cover this guy because he murdered 3 people. So I didn't
Exactly.
want to
And
go up
even
to
if
bat.
you didn't, the evidence is clear. And like I said, whoever sent that message, I hope it happened to your mama. I hope it happened to your sister, somebody in your family that your son, your daughter. Let's see if you privileged motherfuckers had that same type of energy when it happened to you.
Curtis. We can't take that. Okay, we can't take that stance. Look, I don't want to. Curtis, I understand
I'm
your
taking that
frustration.
stance because I get tired of people just being willfully ignorant. There is no reason to be willfully ignorant.
I agree with that, but I can't take the stance that I hope something happens to somebody's mother. No, I can't do that. I can't do that on the show. For obvious reasons, you know why I can't say stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like
these are the views of Sir Messington and not
yeah,
of
you're being Sir Messington. Okay. Listen, I'm not gonna silence your voice just like I didn't silence his voice, or I ain't silencing anybody else's voice. I will give my opinion about everything that's being said or whatever the case may be, but I'm not gonna you have your opinion, I have mine. This guy had his clearly and wanted to let me know how he felt about the content that I put out. Now, I will say this.
It would be one thing if, like you said, if it was like a street justice thing, and even I still have my issues with that. But the point is, these are officers. Y'all supposed to be upholding the law. Y'all are supposed to be above judging people for whatever crime they're accused of or whatever, and let the courts decide that person's fate. So you're supposed to take a neutral stance.
Exactly. So
no matter what it is.
Let me ask you something. Let's soften it up a little bit because you just came in and you got exploded, and I knew you was because your name is Sir Messington. So we knew what Mr. Messington was gonna do. But you like my new little setup, bro? With the you like Sweetness the bear over there? I'm a little mascot. I got
Wait, what was the inspiration behind this bear?
You see him.
This out.
You see him with the headphones for the podcast and the money in the hand. You know what I'm. Oh, my cousin, KO.
Okay, so he good with making graphics.
Yeah, he's it's called Mo Skrilla Graphics, I believe, MSG. He's on Instagram.
He out of Chi-Town too?
No, he's out of Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
He's out of Cincinnati. Yeah, he designed that up for me. Yo, shout out to KO, my cousin Kevin.
Yeah,
Shout
that's
out to
hot.
him. Yeah, I like that joint too. I love the way he did it. But okay, so back on subject. I just want to soften up a little bit because I got a new microphone, got the little, I'm working on some
Yeah,
stuff.
I
You
see
know what
you
I
over
mean?
there with the not quite so rose gold microphone.
Oh,
Yeah,
here you
I see
see.
it.
All right, I'm about to kick you out. First, you're gonna get out on Mr. McCloud and say, "Listen, you just doing too much." All right, you finna get kicked off the show. You notice I ain't kick you off the show for talking about him, but as soon as you diss my mic, I'm finna kick you off. But listen, let me clear some things up too. Okay. Matter of fact, let me do this because you too much. Okay. I stand the cue. I got you. All right. I ain't kicking you out. I'm just putting you in the background because I want to say this. Once again, Mr. McCloud, I don't want this to discourage you from leaving comments. I want you to leave comments. Okay. That was somebody else's, thoughts on what he thought about what you said or whatever the case may be. But he was just being overboard. He don't know you, and he's just lashing out because he's black and he's just tired of seeing black people getting kicked in the face for no obvious reason, and which that's exactly what I put up on the screen is another black man getting kicked in the eye and blinded for complying and playing by the rules, where we got other people who murder people and it doesn't happen to them. Now I'm gonna keep moving right along. I don't want to move too fast. Hold on. Let me unmute yourself. First of all, unmute yourself, and because you saying stuff in the background. What are you trying to say?
I was trying to tell you to show the other video.
Okay, I'm getting to that. Let me see. You're doing too much. I'm not.
You forgot.
I didn't forget. I was just talking about that. Get up out of here. Okay, see my producer. We 37 minutes in, people. Just relax. I'm getting to that. I was just talking about how I want to get into the other video, but I kind of don't want to speed past this, okay? Because a lot of times the issue that I'm having with the comment, okay, and let's put the comment back up. Issue that I'm having with the comment is I think sometimes people don't think that they think that I'm just some ignorant black guy that doesn't, that's just spouting out. That's just, I'm mad at the world. I'm just this angry black guy. I'm not, man. I'm a smart guy. I do my research. I see all sides of the coin. I'm a U.S. veteran. I don't do drugs. I do drink alcohol every now and then, but not enough to consider myself an alcoholic. I can't even remember the last time I had a drink. It ain't been that long, but I just don't even remember when it was, what day it was. It's probably been like a week or two, maybe. I think it was the last time we was at the comedy club. I had maybe like 2 drinks or something like that. 2 weak ass drinks, but whatever. Just giving you some character. Like, I'm just not picking on this. I'm not giving you character about me because I'm not defending this guy, okay? He murdered people. I'm not saying he's a good guy. I'm saying that police need to do better. I don't understand how since slavery was abolished, how black people are still having these problems. This is a current event. Slavery was abolished in what? I don't know, 18 something? I don't have my facts straight with that. Producer, can you look up and see when slavery was abolished for me? When Lincoln was president, please. Lincoln was president. Slavery was abolished. Okay. I want to say it was 1890 something. Let's just wait for the fun fact because I need that fun fact just to give.
1865.
Thank you. 1865. Okay. I thought it was 1890 something. 1865. Slavery was abolished. In came the overseers, which directly led to the word officer, which directly led into having a police force. And ever since we had these overseers or officers, after slavery was abolished, they have not been able to get race relations quite right in America when it comes to black skin. Okay, and that's just putting it nicely. Some would say they haven't been able to get race relations correct. Some would say we've been getting our ass beat since slavery. Before slavery, during slavery and after slavery, we've been getting our asses kicked. Okay? Period. For no fucking reason. Okay? That's what some would say. Like I say, I'm going to keep it as PC as I can because I do feel some type of way about this subject. But the race relations between officers and black men and being able to get a fair shake at justice has been crazy offset. It's not right. It hasn't been right at all. Okay, so I'm not blind to anything, okay? In fact, sometimes I wish this was a white guy, so when I put this up on the screen and scream out the injustice that the police did to this man, it automatically looks as if I'm speaking about strictly the police brutality and not about race relations. But unfortunately, we don't live in that type of world. Unfortunately, I don't get many videos of white people being murdered for unjust causes, or white people being brutally beat by the police for not doing anything, for complying. I haven't seen many videos of white people laying on their stomach and getting kicked in the face and going to court and being blind and having to wear an eye patch months later down the line because they lost their eye from police violence. I have not. But moving right along, what I liked about Mr. McClown is he also sent me a YouTube link. Okay, let's get into that. All right. I didn't want to just zoom past. Let's do this. Let's do this. Where we at? Sorry, y'all got to see me work, but I need a producer. Where we at? Boom. Now I'm gonna put this up on the screen. Let me get rid of the banners. Y'all gotta be patient. I got y'all. Let me get rid of this so I can blow this thing off full screen. As you can see, warning: the graphic content in this video may be disturbing. Viewer discretion advised. I repeated that and read that off to y'all because it's pretty violent. Here we go. If it plays. Which I don't think it did. I don't know why it didn't play, but there we go. I want to make sure we get all the...
This is either it or I'm lost.
In reference to that 240 on Van Buren, the subject to be a Hispanic male, 19 years old, medium height, 135 pounds.
Building number would be nice.
I wanted to get the police talking in this so we could see how they felt in their disposition leading up to the situation. Because my girlfriend didn't want me to get this, but I want you guys to hear.
Helpful info we got from our complainant.
Hold on, let me go back because I was talking. I want y'all to hear everything that happened leading up to this. How the police are, what mood. I want y'all to know what mood and how everything shaped out before this happened, because this is a terrible thing that happened, and I want y'all to have all the facts. I'm gonna stop talking. I don't know why it's taking. I don't know why my internet is tripping. I called Comcast today, by the way, while we waiting on this video to load. They are not on their job. Makes me wish I never even paused it. Let me see if I can pause it and unpause it. Yeah, I'm experiencing interruptions. I don't want to find out why. Just stop interrupting it. Come on, bro. Oh man, this sucks. This sucks. I can't do all of that because if I do, if I cut it off and go back in, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna take all day to. Let me see if I can skip forward. I apologize.
Yes, all the
There we
questions.
go.
Get the officers out here faster.
There we go. I figured it out.
Do you like all that helpful info we got from our complainant?
Let me just get through it before it freezes again.
Earlier, had the wife leave. She's back and broke into the house.
I'm just gonna answer yes to all the questions. Get the officers out here faster. I don't have time for this. Yeah, great, thanks.
Seems like some impatientness on the officer's
Next
behalf.
place.
I don't want to be nitpicky though.
How you doing? Whoa! Put hands! Hands! Holy back.
Now that's it in a nutshell, okay? Now let me just break down some stuff because, like I said, I don't want to be nitpicky, but the guy clearly said, I don't have time for this. He was showing a little bit of impatience, walking up to the complainant's house. Maybe he was tired of doing these domestic calls or whatever the case may be, but it's his job. So he shouldn't have been, you know, in a rush to do his job or whatever the case may be. But that's being nitpicky. I could care less if he had an attitude. We all have attitudes at work. I can't say that I'm the coolest, calmest customer when I'm in the truck, but I'm not a police officer. I'm a truck driver. Now, as you can see, this man opened the door with a gun behind his back. And, well, he had it out. And then when he saw the police, he tried to, you know, put it behind his back and show that he wasn't a threat. As you can see from the video, you can see him right there trying to push it back behind his back. See him put it behind his back? Let's see if I can get it back again. Boom, they knock on the door. These are white people. This is awful too, by the way. Look, boom. Puts the gun behind his back because he sees it's police. So out of respect, he puts the gun behind his back. I don't know why the officer couldn't tell that he was being compliant by him putting the gun behind his back. This is awful. Now, the difference with the situation between Markeith Lloyd is obvious. Markeith Lloyd didn't have a gun in his hand and crawled out to the street and had his eye kicked in while he was on his belly and being compliant. This is more like a quick reaction video, and the guy clearly had a gun. But in my eyes, I think he was being compliant. I don't think that he should have. This is an awful situation. I don't think he deserved this. I don't think that you can really justify this killing. Okay? I don't think that, and I'm trying to be as PC as I can because this is sensitive. A man died. You know what I mean? I'm not an animal, people. I understand the ramifications of what I say. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that I'm being very, very careful because this man died. And he was trying to put the gun behind his back. Okay, and as you can see in this shot, hold on, let me pull the logo down. As you can see in this shot, the gun is behind his back after he realized. Now, everything happened so quick. The question that was posed to me, okay, let me take this down. I don't want y'all to see me messy working behind the scenes. I'm trying to keep most of that stuff behind the scenes. The question that was posed to me was this right here. Let's bring that up. This is the question posed to me. Show me a video of a white guy in the same situation. No, let's speed it up. Let me ask you this. This is the question that was posed to me. Let me ask you this. What do you think would have happened in this case if the guy was black? Now, I read this comment to my girlfriend, who is white, might I add. Read the comment to my girlfriend, and she said, like, I just looked at her. I read the question to her, and my answer was to the question, it probably would have happened 2 or 3 seconds quicker. Just being a jackass. I ain't gonna lie. I was being a jerk off. You know what I'm saying? But I did kind of mean it. You know what I mean? I did mean that it would have happened to him faster if he was black. I do mean that. I'm not taking that back. I don't feel no type of way about thinking like that. Yes, from As you can see, I just showed you a video of a guy crawling on his stomach all the way from a house to a street, which had to be at least, I don't know, 20 paces. He crawled out there slowly with nothing in his hands and got kicked in the eye for nothing. So what do I think? If a black guy answered the door with a gun, he would have got shot 2 or 3 seconds quicker. My girlfriend said, I don't think so. Mainly because it happened so quick. So she don't think that the black guy wouldn't have got shot. She just thinks that it wouldn't have happened any quicker. Now, I don't know. You want to, yeah, go ahead. You get out so you can comment or whatever, because I am bringing you into this, and I definitely want to hear from you or whatever the case may be. So she's already in the background or whatever. I'm just giving her a chance to get set up. I'm sure she's listening right now. If you're listening, let me know when you're ready. Turn your video on and give me a thumbs up when you're ready to comment. So like I said, okay, she's ready to go. Hold on. Let me bring her in. Yo.
Yeah, I don't need anybody speaking for me.
Okay. Do you want me to solo you out as well, like I did Curtis, or no?
No. For what? I don't even have a picture or nothing up.
Well, I just want the attention to be on you, baby. You know?
No, Curtis needs the attention, not me.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Put this screen back up.
Okay.
Okay, so well, whichever screen. Okay, so in this situation, it really sucks that it happened the way it did, but the guy answered the door with a gun in his hand when he knew it was the cops, because they announced themselves when they knocked. So I saw that he tried to put the gun down. He tried to put his hands up. He tried to kneel down. But none of us have ever been in that situation where someone opens the door to you with a gun in their hands. And if you were...
What you mean, a cop, or I have? So
if you were the cop, you have. Okay. Well,
yeah, I have.
And if you had a gun in your hand and you went there for a reason, the reason being a possible domestic call.
Yeah, argument, a fight, or some type of situation happening, yes.
The minute he opens the door with a gun, he's a threat. And you only have a half a second to make the decision. If that, I mean, how fast does a bullet go? But
they have more than a half of this. It took them more than a half a second to make this decision. But I get what you're saying. Go ahead with your point.
Okay. So the next time I come home, I'm going to greet you at the door with a gun and see how quick you respond.
So as you can see by my hat, I'm a different breed. So.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
They're trained. I get it. But they're also not, they don't know what situation they're walking into. They're already expecting some type of disturbance. He opens the door with a gun, and you have to react quick. Now, watching a video, pausing it, rewinding it, seeing exactly what's happening, not being in the moment, it's easy to say what you would do, what they should have done. And I believe that in almost all of these videos. It's easy to say what you would have done without being there and without being in the situation. So in the situation of this guy, do I think the cop reacted and maybe was scared or whatever and reacted? Yeah, I do. But you also weren't there. You weren't in the situation. You don't know what he was going through his mind, what he thought was going to happen. He could have been putting a gun behind his back and then pulled it right out. Like, he doesn't know. No one knows what people are going to do. We all know people are crazy. So it was a tragic event. He may or may not have been wrong. But that's... With all of these situations, I think you have to look at them all individually each individual situation.
So what's your stance on this, though?
I think he may have been wrong, but if he was wrong, it was probably a mistake. And
You
I
think
think
who
that
may have been
happened.
wrong?
The officer may have been wrong in justifying the threat. I don't know that he did it on purpose. I believe he was probably assessing the threat and made a mistake, which I guess in that job you're not really supposed to make mistakes, but we're all human. So he addressed the threat. Unfortunately, he ended up killing the guy. But who answers the door with a gun in your hand when you know it's a cop?
Plenty of people, but
Well, then
maybe
that's
he
what
didn't.
happened.
Listen. Maybe he didn't hear the guy say that, hey, it's such and such police.
Maybe not.
Maybe he just heard the knock on the door, was playing a video game.
Right.
Like they said, because do you think I should play the rest of the video and show his girlfriend?
I don't think it needs. I don't know. I don't know
Or
that.
do you think that is? I mean, it's just we know the basis of the story is this guy sent that comment and then sent this video as something to back up his.
Yeah, I'm
his
not real
comment.
sure what the video was supposed to prove or not prove.
I think he
based
was
on the
just.
comment.
I think he was just tired of me ranting on about black people getting killed and
And
want to
very
show a white
possible.
man getting killed but I don't know.
Very possible.
I don't know what the proof. I really don't know what he was getting at either. But I'm gonna break that down later. But
Maybe he was showing that it happens to white people too. That cops unjustifiably shoot white people too.
I would have liked if he would have found me a video where a guy wasn't coming to the door with a gun in his hand.
That's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, with the
That
gun in
sucks.
his hand,
Because I would have
makes
loved
it a
to
different situation.
Because I would have loved to make this argument for him. Hold on, let me read this comment. Are they supposed to at least say drop the weapon and give the suspect the opportunity to comply? They shot first without any second thought. Seems like they were in a rush from the onset. Now, listen, Erica. I pointed out a small detail. Like I said, I don't want to be nitpicky, but the guy appeared to be in a rush when before he walked up to the thing and said, "I don't have time for this."
Except when you go back to listening to the rest of the video, and what he had said prior to that, like all the lack of information we got on the suspect. Isn't this the one where they said that the guy who called in asked for the cops to come and said, "I'm just going to answer yes to everything," and wasn't giving them any real information?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember that.
Okay.
If that's the case, I could play
Well, they had.
video.
Yeah,
It's
why
what?
don't you play this? Go ahead and play it.
It's 7 minutes long, so it's not that much, we can see. I don't know what you're talking about.
Put hands!
And then the guy that was hold on, let me say this too. The guy that shot him wasn't even the guy that was doing all the talking that was in charge. It was his partner that shot him, as y'all can see.
Right.
He should have been in the background, using better judgment. He had a better vantage point too to see if this guy was surrendering. He had put his hand behind his back and he started to kneel and put the gun down. That guy could see that up close and personal. He was closer, but let me play the video.
Back away from the gun. Get back and get out here. Come out here. Come out. I'm not going to shoot you. Come out here. Come out here. Over here. Over here. Get down on your knees.
This is sad.
Down on your knees.
This is very
Get down on
sad.
your knees. Just get down. Just get down. Relax.
Baby! Why did you not shoot him?
You just pulled a gun on us, ma'am.
Okay, because it's dark and someone just knocked on the door! Baby!
Relax. Did you put out the 998?
I did.
Right here, right here, right here, right here.
I'm about to fast forward because I don't want to hear this guy grunt. This was awful. I didn't want to
Jerome,
hear
go back inside. Go back inside.
I don't
In the
want to
house?
hear this.
There's nobody else in the house?
He's not gonna start explaining everything till later after he do all of this.
Just relax. Stay right there.
There's nobody nobody else in the house.
Okay,
Why
fine.
did you
Okay.
come and knock on the door? What's the problem?
Neighbors called, said you guys were arguing and fighting.
There was fighting over here.
I knocked on the door. I yelled, Phoenix
There
police.
was no fighting.
He opened the door with a gun.
Which is not illegal, by the way. It's not illegal. So answer your door with a gun in your hand is not illegal.
435 Lincoln. Just so you know, we are code 4. The subject is down,
Baby, stay
and we
with
got the
me.
female party separated.
Baby, breathe, please.
You want to take her away?
Yeah.
Take me
Okay,
away.
you need to just come with me, okay? We just want to clear away from the scene. That's all. Okay, come on. You're fine. Okay.
This is crazy because literally the other night he heard knocking on the door and he was looking through the peephole and he does have a gun on
Yeah,
him.
he does. He came to the door with it. And I'm not saying that he did anything wrong, but he
So
just
did he pull it on you? But I
he
don't.
had it out, and
I'm not saying he did anything wrong because he didn't do nothing wrong. He answered the door with a gun in his hand. That's perfectly legal. It's not. I wouldn't advise anybody to answer the door with a gun in their hand when the police knock on the door. But if somebody else was knocking on the door and you had a gun in your hand, it's perfectly legal. It's perfectly legal if you do it when the cops knock on the door. It's not illegal. You have every right to answer the door with a weapon. Cops approach people with weapons in their hand all the time. It's not illegal. No, that man did not do anything wrong, and that's the honest to God truth. It's ridiculous that it ended this way, and I just want to say that real quick before she said that. But yeah, I'm not gonna say he did anything wrong. I know you're not gonna say he did anything wrong, because how many times have you been on the scene where other people had weapons in their hands? It's security guards. You don't know if these guys are also officers. It could be a security guard. It could be a bodyguard. It could be anything. People are allowed to have weapons, especially in Phoenix, Arizona. I believe they got open carry in Phoenix. I mean, in Arizona. But that's just me spitballing. I'm not sure.
when he saw it was us, he hit behind his leg and he started walking at me. I drew out on him. I was on him, but I didn't shoot. My partner shot. So I mean, I you know.
This is just like a flashback from the other night. He
Was
said that
anything going on inside? Because your neighbor called saying that he heard you guys going at it. Arguing, fighting.
Literally, we were making salsa and playing Crash Bandicoot, so there may have been some screaming from PlayStation, but it's it wasn't domestic violence or anything.
Well, and that's how the call came out. And that's why we knocked on your door.
Baby!
That was a long time ago. That was when you were sitting right there. He sent the echo message. Sorry, I'm talking to my producer in the background.
Is that? No, you can't go back over there. You can't go back over there. Okay? I'm sorry.
Are you able to escort me over there to make sure he's okay?
I can't.
If I stay here, can you please go make sure he's okay?
I want to do that. I want to do that for you.
You can contain me right here.
Sweet, I want to do that for you, but I'm leaning towards the fact that he's not. Okay. I didn't shoot him.
See, that's the thing that crushes me too. That's heartbreaking. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, you can't put a race or a skin color on this type of stuff right here. Like that hurts. You know what I'm saying? The fact that she was trying to check on her man. And I get why they didn't let her. I understand why. I ain't saying, I'm not making a comment about it was right or wrong. What I'm making a comment on is I could feel her pain. Like, damn, she just want to check and see, if he's okay. Did he just kick his partner under the bus and not checking vitals to keep him alive? That's bullshit. Yeah, hey, man, like I said, this is horrible white on white crime. You know what I'm saying? I feel for this young lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, and his family and all of this, because my honest to God opinion is he did nothing wrong. But I'm going to let her continue the last couple minutes.
He came out and walked towards us with a gun in his hand. I don't know what he's going to do, and he yelled some noise and yelled some words. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but so
he knew he wasn't gonna survive. That's possibly true too. He did pretty much smoke him. I mean, like, that was a lot of gunshots.
Says, so the guy upstairs calls. So when he calls back, they hot it out. And while we're on the way, dispatcher says, just so you guys know, weren't able to get any further info from the complainant. He says he just is going to answer yes to all the questions. He just wants the cops here now.
That's what Lisa was talking about.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. You know, so we come walking up to the.
Maybe they had to blank out the rest of this testimony.
I pulled to the left of the door. Jeff's on the right of the door. Stand there. Door comes whipping open. I'm like, oh, yelled something, and then I saw the gun in his hand. So I yelled, gun! Throw out. And the guy started going right down, so I don't would have. I mean, he took 2 steps out of the door. I mean, it was like door, oh, gun, and then he went like that, and I was just like, whoa.
That ain't how I saw it, but let's see, you know, in the heat of the battle, maybe he saw something different that I didn't see. Let's go back.
So that's what I was saying when he said he didn't have time. He was saying, I don't have time for this because we don't even know the details.
How you doing? Whoa! Put hands!
I'm about to count off the seconds from the time he opened the door. Opens the door at 22.
Whoa, put hands!
3 seconds. That happened approximately in 3 seconds. Approximately. That's not enough time to assess the situation, even with a man with a gun in his hand. He's not pointed at you. In the heat of the battle, people say, oh, you don't know what you would have did, and this, that, and the third. That's why I put the hat on. I do know what I would have did. I've been trained before at these type of situations. Kicking in doors, rolling around, jumping out of bushes. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. Making sure my dust cover's closed at all times so no debris jams my gun. It's, you know, so many different, playing peekaboo around corners. I played all these games. I understand all this training that they go through. I understand most of it because I wasn't a police officer, so I understand that the training is much different. I do understand, though, the basis of it, you know what I mean? And I will say this, I think police officers get way more training than I did at assessing situations and kicking in doors and or people opening doors or approaching civilians when it comes to hostile environments. I mean, we watch so many videos of what to do when a kid has a IED taped to his torso. You know, what are you gonna do when a kid has, you see a kid walking up on you and he has C4 strapped to his chest with a detonator in his hand? We've had these classes in the military, okay? They've had these classes in the police force. So to say that, yeah, you don't know what you would have, yeah, I do know what I would have did. I do know. Would have told him to drop the weapon. And I would have assessed the fact of where the gun was. My eyes would have been off of the target, not as much as like focusing on what he's doing and what his eyes are doing and what his other hand is doing. It would have been more so focused on what the hand was doing that the gun was in, and the fact that he was trying to put it behind his back and away from harm's way and sit it down, that would have, you know, gave me just, you know, enough assurance to possibly get him out of the situation. Plus, I would have known that him answering the door with a gun in his hand, with no shirt on, some shorts, I would have assessed, because I'm walking up to this man's door not knowing what's going to happen to me. I know by knocking on the door, anything can happen. So I'm already ready for everything when I knock on the door. I already got my weapon out or my hands on my weapon. So I'm ready to react. I'm already walking through the steps of my head. What do you do when you knock on the door? So all this talk about you don't know what you would, I do know what I would have did. And from their vantage point, and that's why I'm glad we have cop cams now, I think I would have been able to get out of the situation without killing that young man. And I think that it was tragic what happened to him. I think this has nothing to do with Markeith Lloyd. I don't know why McClown sent me this. And that's why I had to hurry up and put that piece together about Markeith Lloyd getting kicked in his face at the low crawl into the police. And they had plenty of opportunity to just strap him up and put him in the car, but they didn't decide to do that. It took Markeith Lloyd at least a couple minutes to low crawl to the police car. This happened in 3 seconds by a scared cop. Somebody that probably, wasn't properly trained. I don't know how long he's been on the force. I don't know how many situations he's seen. Was it justified? Probably. He's probably going to get away with it because the guy had a gun in his hand. They got the gun on the scene. Even after watching the body cam, if anybody does get a misdemeanor slap on the wrist or a felony with no jail time or anything, any type of time out of it, it'll be this man. He probably could get justice before anybody. I doubt he will because it's a police situation. So justice just doesn't work out in that way. It just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So if I had any faith that justice will happen, I would have faith in this one because the man is white. Excuse me for, just showing me how his history has panned out over, 2 centuries? What we say, slavery was 1865. We almost 200 years away from that. It's 2021, so we only like 40-something years away from that. Come a long way from ending slavery, almost 200 years. And yet and still, since slavery and the mistreatment of black people, America ain't been getting it right. White people ain't been getting it right. Y'all still mistreat black people. And I ain't saying that's the only people you mistreat, because y'all slaughtered a whole slew of Native Americans. You killed a whole lot of Mexicans too down at the battle at the Alamo. I mean, y'all got a track record for slaughtering people. The Germans do. A lot of countries do, but America has its own dirty history that they need to clean up. And I don't think a sorry is going to do it. I would like a little bit of monetary, but whatever. I digress on that. This is sad though. Like I say, I hate to see that this white man got killed. You know what I mean? This young man got killed. It shouldn't have happened. I don't agree with this. But to answer McClown's question, what would have happened what do I think would have happened if this guy was black? It would have been the same thing. It just would have happened faster. It's the honest to God truth. And you wonder why I think that? Look at this picture. I'm about ready. I should play. You know what? I am. Play the replay one more time for you. One more time. Let's do it like this. Boom. And boom. And boom. Do I want to blow it up? Yeah, sure. Let's blow it up too. Make sure that y'all can see this. I don't even have to move the overlay.
36 lights up the perimeter.
He's crawling out to the street.
10-4.
That's him on the curb. Now his stomach is pretty much over the curb. Police approach. Got about 20 officers right there. They approach a little further. They zoom in to see the approach. Boom, catch the kicks. Boom, boom, boom. So I don't know what McClown was trying to get at. I really don't. That's what I'm saying. Before you come on my podcast and say that, you don't see how. Let me say it the right way to make sure that I state this right. Before you come on my podcast and say, mind-boggling, you can't see the difference between complying and not. That is mind-boggling that I can't see the difference between complying and not. I think it is. Maybe I should say that to you. It's mind-boggling that you can't see the difference between complying and not. Can you not see that that man was complying? Do you think he deserved to get kicked in the eye? I think you do from this comment. And honestly, I think he probably deserved to get kicked in the eye too. But the problem is, it ain't our call. If I kick that man in the eye and he was blind, guess what? I'm finna do some time. I'm finna do some hardcore time. That is assault. And they might even try to hit me with an attempt murder on that because of the severity of that. Or attempt manslaughter because I kicked him so hard. Like, they gonna juice up them charges. He ended up being blind from that. That man has no use of his, what was that, his left eye? I think it was his left eye. Let me see. Do I still got a booty? Yeah, I do. Yeah, his left eye. He has no use of his left eye anymore. He don't have a left eye. All because he complied. Like I said, it ain't my call whether or not I think he should have got kicked in his face. It's not my call. And guess who else called it isn't? The police. And guess who else is trained to make sure that they uphold justice and do things the right way? The police, not me. Not me. And I don't even think that it should have happened. Wow, what was the turnaround time on the settlement? Did they have to go to court to get the money? What money, Erica? What, no money?
Yes, there was.
For what? What? No charges were filed. Oh, you talking about for this Phoenix? This is the Phoenix guy, Ryan Whitaker. No charges were filed for Ryan Whitaker's shooting, and the family got $3 million settlement. Wow. See, that's awesome.
7 months, I think.
That's good. And Lisa says she thinks 7 months.
Not sure about going to court.
Not sure about going to court. She's not sure how the court proceedings went and how long, but she thinking 7 months. And that's awesome. I think that he deserved that money because I don't think he was killed. I don't think that was fair. I don't believe he should have been mowed down like a dog. That wasn't right. Just because he's white, I don't think that, I don't care. I'm not going to act like I don't care that a human being was killed. But so many times, I guess people hear me complain about black, us getting mowed down and kicked and stomped on, and they think that I'm just bitching. And I get it. I understand that. It sounds like I'm an angry black man, but I'm not. I'm not an angry black man. I'm just pointing out something that happened. And I just want to know how many people out here are just certified police lovers and they don't want to just admit when the police are wrong. How many people, man, you should read the YouTube comments. I might read the YouTube comments with y'all real quick just to show y'all. Curtis, you still there? You still here? Curtis. That man sleep. I don't know what he doing in the background. Yeah, I should I'm not even gonna go through the comments of people calling him all type of killers and all of that and acting like they don't whatchamacallit. Hold on, let me see. Absolutely not. He should have been given an opportunity to drop his weapon. That is absolutely right. That happened in 3 seconds. I know for a fact when dealing with any type of environment or whatever the case may be, 3 seconds ain't long enough to assess anything or do anything or make any real moves unless you got a weapon pointed towards you or the weapon is actually swinging towards you. If the weapon's away from you and being held down, I mean, let's be honest. If you're a police officer, you're around weapons all the time. You're around people that hold the weapon a certain type of way or whatever the case may be. You're around weapons all the time. Seeing a weapon shouldn't scare you that bad. You see guns all day, every day. That's how I felt when I was in the Army. I see guns all day, every day. I see grenades, rocket launchers, tanks, helicopters that got missiles on them. I've seen all type of guns. Don't scare you at some point. At some point, you just say it's just another gun. Now, the intent and how a person is acting and reacting in their face and everything, their expressions and everything, that tells me a lot. I'm not just going to get scared when I see a gun. I'm going to get scared when I see a gun and somebody acting crazy. That's different. Okay. And like I said, that's why I wore this hat, because I don't want people questioning, saying, you don't know how you would have reacted in it. Yeah, I think I do. Pretty sure I do. I ain't saying I'm a badass. I ain't one of them guys like John Cena on an action movie or nothing like that. But I'm also not a regular human being either. I'm not a regular civilian that never did anything or never been in tight situations or had any type of training. I am the type of civilian the type of human that has had training. You're not talking to the average run-of-the-mill black guy that you see walking out on the street. I'm different. So you can't, like when people say you don't know, it's not true. Read the hat, bro. It's not true. You don't know what you're talking about. I've thrown grenades. I've done all type of like weird stuff, man. Just weird stuff. Like, how many people have even held a grenade in their hand? How many people have actually put a fuse in a Claymore mine? Not nervous I was. If you touch the cylinder just enough, too much, you smack the side of the cylinder as you putting the fuse in a Claymore mine, you know what happens to you? You, your sergeant that's standing over your shoulder, and your platoon sergeant behind him, watching him watch my shoulder, we all dead. I've given classes on Claymore mines. I've given classes on the M249 machine gun. And I've sat through many and given many classes on the M16 A2 rifle. So you're not talking to a regular person when you say you don't know how you would have reacted, or not to mention all my gangbanging street days, as far as people answering the doors with guns in their hands. That was an everyday thing for me. I had so many guns by the time I bought my first gun when I was 14 years old. Yeah, totally legal, right? I know. By the time I was 16, I probably had like 4 guns. Whether I had got rid of the shotgun or the shotgun got stolen from me. That was my first gun, a shotgun, Mossberg sawed-off pump. The other guns I acquired, 22 rifles, 380 Lorson with no pin in it that my father handed me down. This all happened by the age of 16, 17. I had already seen guns. My cousin had multitude of guns, real guns, Tech 9s, Mac 10s, real guns. We was a small army. We had an arsenal of weapons. Between me, about 4 or 5 of my cousins and best friends, plus other homies in the hood. I ain't even counting them. That's just us 4 or 5. I got 3 cousins. And then we had a family of friends that was like our cousins, best friends. It was 4 of them. So that's 7 of us. Every single one of us owned at least 1 gun. I had 3 or 4. My cousin had 3 or 4. So you get the point. I'm different. I had a homeboy named TC. You know how I met TC? So people say, you don't know how you would react when you see somebody answer the door, gun in his hand. That's how I met my friend TC. He answered the door with an AK-47 in his hand on purpose to scare me. The gun was taller than me, I think, at the time. I was just coming over there to play Super Nintendo, me and my little cousin. Unbeknownst to me, this was a spot, someplace I didn't have no business being. This guy wasn't that old. He was, teenager, 18, 19, grown legally, but in our eyes now, growing up, he's still a kid. So don't tell me I don't know what I would have did. Y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know my background. Y'all don't know how I get down. Y'all don't know what I've been through. I do know how I would have acted. And I still think for a fact that could have got diffused a lot better. So read the hat, people. I'm a real vet out here in these streets. I ain't John Cena. I ain't the Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm just not normal. You know what I'm saying? So to round this off, Mr. McClown, please feel free. to send me any content like that, because that was some crazy content. Like, it's just, it's, what do I think if that guy was black? Same thing. What do you think? What would happen if that guy was black? The same exact thing. Like I said, possibly quicker. That happened in 3 seconds, so probably 2.5. We got mowed down. I mean, what do I think would happen? Better question is, do I think that it's right that happened to him? Hell no, I don't think it's right that he got mowed down for playing Crash Bandicoot with his girlfriend and having a good time, and the police got called on him and he answered the door because it's nighttime in Phoenix, and he stays in an apartment complex that probably has like 7 or 8 or 9 drug dealers that live right next door to him. He probably hears gunshots every night because he's in an inner city apartment complex. So he was protecting himself. No, I don't think it was right. It was horrible. But at least he got $3 million. How much money did Markeith Lloyd get for getting permanently blinded? And there you go. My girlfriend in the background. He was a murderer. Yeah. And guess what? You got to be fair, and you got to do things right with murderers too.
He got his time.
Yeah, he got a plethora of time. What did this guy get? I'm just saying, man.
They're seeking the death penalty.
Yeah, I hear you, Erica. I got an AR, an AK, and 3 firearms. Can't say I will open the door with any other just because of this. And that's why I'm glad I'm putting this content out there. Be careful if you do decide to do that. See what they did to that white man. You know what's going to happen to you because you black. And I hate to say it like that, but show me the lie. Show me the lie. Show me the lie. I can show you the truth. That's the truth right there for you. Now, not only did I have to do a podcast about how police brutality is serious in this country, not just the shooting of unarmed black men, not just the murders of unarmed black men, and not even them being shot. We've witnessed 2 incidents where black men were choked to death on live TV. One was Laquan McDonald, the other guy that got choked, or was that no, Laquan got shot. He was in Chicago. The other guy that got choked was Eric Garner, I believe. That was Eric Garner. It's so many I can't even keep track. You see how crazy that is? You see how I'm on this podcast, and it's hard for me to even keep track of the Philando Castiles, Eric Garners, Trayvon Martins. Dude wasn't even a cop and didn't get no time. He shot a young, defenseless boy with some Skittles and didn't get no time. Y'all not, I mean, I guess when you, you whatchamacallit? You right, exactly. Miss Blackberry. Eric Garner. So we witnessed 2 black guys get choked to death on TV. So they ain't just shooting black people. They choke you. Whatever they can do to kill you. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be mad at me when I do content like this. I mean, what do you expect out of me, man? I mean, not only did I have to do this content, I had to read this disparaging comment, which I get it. He's entitled to his opinion. And that's what I want. I want him to be, I don't want everybody to disagree with me. I want people to come on here and say how they feel, whether they feel that I'm right or whether they feel that I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, McClown, you got to chill out, bro. You was wrong. I showed you the compliance. Now, I don't know what you're going to say after this. I expect an apology in the comments under this video, because I showed you that black man murdered people just like them white people murdered people, and he gave himself up and complied and got kicked in the eye for it. And them other white boys, they complied too. This didn't happen to them. This did not happen to them. That's bad, man. It's not good. It's not good. And like I said, people sit up here and could leave all comments or say to me or whatever, how could you even defend this murderer or whatever the case may be? I'm not defending the murderer. What I'm doing is speaking out against police brutality. It's wrong. We're having a problem with police brutality, and we're having a problem with police killing unarmed black men. We're having a problem with the way that police are being trained. They are under stress. They are normal people just like me and you. They do deserve a break every now and then. Sometimes they do have bad days, but as we have discussed on many a podcast on this channel, they can't have bad days. When I was an air traffic controller, I can't have a bad day. I go to jail. I put 2 planes together. I'm going to jail. I know you had a bad day. I'm going to have to get a lawyer to prove that somehow this wasn't my fault. Because if they prove without a doubt that I put them 2 airplanes together, it wasn't because of bad feedback or the pilot didn't read something back. If I got something like that in my hat, maybe I could get out of the situation of going to jail and 2 planes getting put together. But if I put 2 planes together and the readbacks is correct and I gave the wrong altitude, I'm going to jail. So police, y'all need to start working y'all jobs as if y'all going to jail for the stuff you did. And it sucks. Trust me when I tell you. Some of y'all underpaid. And I ain't saying that all police are bad. Once again, I'm going to state that again. I'm not saying that all police are bad. I'm not. Do I like police? Hell no, I don't. Every time you see the police, they're giving me a ticket for some shit. It ain't even because they beating on me or killing me or shooting me. It's just I don't like police because I don't like tickets. Okay, that's my main. I'm a truck driver, so hell no, I don't like police. Y'all the worst thing on earth right now. When it comes to the job, y'all the worst. Because that's the only time I got to deal with y'all. I stay in the house. I don't go crazy. I don't deal with police. I stay out of the way. I do think there are good police out there. It's just unfortunately, good police, y'all not policing up y'all homies. It's trained and it's untrained. I agree. What are you talking about? What did he say? Who should get a lifetime supply of ramen noodles? I don't even know. I'm falling behind on the comments. But yeah. Blackberry agree with me 100%. Let's be clear. We all know that he killed and should be held accountable, but by jury, not afoot. It's a fact. That's my only point. That's it. That's all I'm saying. He's a murderer. He did something wrong. He deserves his day in court. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Do it the right way. If y'all want to give him the chair and kill him, give him the chair and kill him. You don't get to put your foot in his eye because you upset. It's not legal. It's called jail. Period. And I'm just getting tired of cops not being held accountable. It's just ridiculous. Like I say, for all the good cops out there, I appreciate y'all, man. Helping to get rapists off the street, helping to save a cat out of a tree. I don't care what it is you're doing out here to help protect us and keep us safe. I understand it. I get it. Your job is hard. I do understand that some police departments are underfunded and you guys are underpaid. I also believe, though, that there's so many bad cops in y'all outfit, and y'all don't do nothing about it. Okay? So for all you good cops out there, stop spoiling y'all bunch. You know how they say it's what do they say? One bad apple spoiling the bunch? Ain't that the saying? It only takes one bad apple to spoil a bunch. Y'all the ones spoiling the bunch. It's you cops. Y'all spoiling the bunch. We not doing it. Y'all doing it. Y'all not getting the rotten apples out. If you would get the rotten apple out, you wouldn't spoil the bunch. Y'all got to control the bunch, bro. It's not us. It ain't our job to control the bunch. It's like with doctors. Okay? It's up to the hospital administration. They have bosses. They have people that look over and see how the surgery went, what went wrong, what went right, what could have been prevented, all the steps, walk through all the steps. It's all video recorded. There's an administrator that comes down, reviews everything. They have a chair, they have a board of chairmen. They sit in, they convene in a meeting. If they don't think that you've been doing your job right successfully as a surgeon, guess what? You lose your job. And if you get found guilty of malpractice, you could get sued or go to jail. That's how the world works. Just because you're a cop, you don't get to whatchamacallit, just circumnavigate around that whole right or wrong situation, man. If you wrong, bro. Hey, man, listen, firemen, whatever. Cops getting cats out of trees, too, okay? They help. What's up, Larry? But I digress. I just want to show y'all that. Y'all let me know. Am I tripping? I saw that guy low crawl out and get kicked right in his face. He was complying. Y'all tell me. Y'all made me have to put my military hat on today. I don't even like this hat. It's corny. I like these corny military hats. But I pulled it out. Gosh darn it. To show y'all I'm a true blue American. I fought for this country. Something that many people can't say that they did. Okay? And I did it proudly. And I went into the military for all the wrong reasons. But the military definitely shaped me into the man that I am today. And I'm glad I went, and it changed me for the better. It taught me to realize sometimes you got to shut your damn mouth and just listen. It definitely taught me that. It was a hard teaching, but I learned it. You know what I'm saying? It also taught me, though, that sometimes people that's running their mouth and in charge don't know what the hell they talking about. Because I've had plenty of those. But, hey, you got to take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna sign off, but I hope y'all like the new little paint job I put on the page. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working, though. I'm still working. Trust me, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Road Dog. It was my pleasure. Okay? It was my pleasure, bro. What comment? Anyways, moving right along. I hope y'all like the new paint job. I got more coming. Like the background and everything, I'm finna fix it up. I ain't figured out exactly what I'm gonna do, but I don't like the way it looks now. I don't. Y'all just gotta work with me for now. But I'm not going back to the green screen because I'm trying not to take away from the quality of how I look, the resolution and the 4K and everything. So, like I say, I hope to offset not having a green screen and having a podcast and not trying to having a professional look. Man, I brought y'all sweetness. My mask, the podcast of not trying mascot. And if you don't know, Sweetness is a bear. So you should know where the name Sweetness comes from. If you're not from Chicago, shame on you. If you are from Chicago, I'm sorry. If you're not from Chicago, shame on me. If you are from Chicago, shame on you. Because you know who Sweetness is named after. Young Walter Payton. So that's my logo for the podcast of Not Trying. I hope y'all like it. Yeah, steady growth. That's it. Steady growth. Now what are you talking about? It's all about how pretty you look. What are you talking?
The green screen takes away from how beautiful you
are.
Oh,
I don't know what WP means. What's that mean? WP. What's that mean? White people? I'm joking. I don't know white people out there. I'm joking, bro. Y'all know I'm not even going to apologize for stuff like that no more. Y'all know I'm not racist. I got a white girlfriend, all that. Listen, if I crack white jokes, y'all going to have to deal with it, bro. Y'all know I'm not racist. Oh, thank you, Walter Payton. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Look at me. I'm slow.
We know.
But anyway, yeah, signing off. Like I say, was justice served? I don't think it was. Bro, we got Justin Fields now, man. Stop with the Andy Dalton talk. We don't want to hear nothing about Andy Dalton. We got my man from Ohio State. Let's go, baby. Anyway, signing off. Podcaster.trying. Y'all send them cash apps. Still got that joint in the bottom left-hand corner. I hope y'all enjoyed the content. I hope y'all was able to educate yourselves on certain situations. I hope y'all was able to see that I wasn't just some jackass defending some murderer, and that I was speaking about a real problem that we have in America with police brutality. I wasn't just talking out of my ass. I actually did my research, and as you can see, that man complied, got kicked in the face. It ain't right, and we need to stop this. We need to do make sure the police are doing their jobs, make sure they get the proper training that they need, make sure that they are getting proper counseling so that they can approach the situation with a clear head, make sure that they have love for one another as well as love for the civilians. Because as you can see, when those cops were walking up to shoot that white man, he already was seeming impatient, saying, I don't have time for this. And, you know, you definitely got time for whatever you doing at work. It's your job. I mean, you don't have time for this. That's not you came into a game with the wrong attitude. I don't have time for this. No, you got to make time for everything. You have to take your time and make time for the situation, whatever it is. You need to figure it out. You need to think on your toes quick. If you're not on your toes, you're not on your game, then don't do the job. Log off to get suspended, whatever it takes. But don't go out and kill somebody. We'd rather you get fired. We'd rather you do without a few checks. We'd rather you go and, I don't know, not be able to protect us as much than make a bad decision and kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be careful out here in these streets, basically. Don't be answering the door with no gun. If you go answer the door with a gun, the proper way to do it is do not show the gun. Keep the gun behind the wall or behind the door. If you open the door with your right hand and the door swings out to your left and you're a right-handed person, then you should open the door with your left hand and the gun should be on the wall crack between the door and the crack in the wall. If you're right-handed, the gun should be on the other side of the wall, and you should be swinging the door open with your left hand, nice and slow, where only the peep of your face is hanging out, so you can see who's there. You still got enough time. It only takes like a second or two to swing the door all the way open and shoot somebody that's doing the wrong thing, that's trying to rob you or doing some weird stuff. But if it's the cop and you got your arm hiding behind the door, I mean, not behind the door, but behind the wall that's adjacent to the door, you could sit the gun down and you could come outside and you could warn the cop and say, listen, I have a firearm. I answered the door with it. As you can see, it's not in my hand. As soon as you come in the house, there's going to be a gun right there to the left. You can explain all that to them while they got their weapons holstered and y'all already talking. Okay, it's better that you tell them and they find the gun. And you could, like I said, you could drop the gun or set it down or whatever while you answering the door and show your hands. So that's just a little tidbit for y'all. So don't act like y'all can't answer the door with a gun. You can't do that. It's perfectly legal to defend yourself. You just got to know what you're doing. That's what I'm saying. Like, people don't know what they're doing. Swinging the door open with a gun is not the way. That's not how you do things. And that comes from not being properly trained. You could even see some of the crooks on movies. That's how they do it. They open the door just a little bit with the gun behind the thing so nobody gets frightened right away and everything's able to just be at a steady level. Nobody's thinking high-headed and going crazy and nobody gets hurt. I ain't trying to tell y'all how to carry guns or whatever the case may be, but most of y'all are carrying guns already, so I want to make sure that y'all stay safe. If you're going to answer the door with a gun, it's perfectly fine. Just don't swing the door open with the gun in your hand. Keep the gun unseen. And once you see that it's the police, make the proper adjustments to drop the gun, then open the door with clean hands. Come outside, preferably before you even say anything about a gun. Talk to them first. They don't need to know right away that you got a gun. They don't need to know unless they ask that question right off. And even then, anytime a cop has asked me a question about a gun, I could tell that he's already fired up. So my first answer is always, hold on 1 second, officer. Before we get into that, I always say things and talk in a calm voice to let them know, hey, man, I need you to relax. Okay, nothing's going to happen. Is my hands are up. The first thing we're going to talk about is listen, I'm complying. Don't shoot me. Hey, you got a gun on you. Hey, I need you not to shoot me. Okay? Listen to my voice. Don't shoot me. And then we'll start answering questions. After I've heard him say 3 or 4 times, I'm not going to shoot you. If I tell him don't shoot me and he don't say nothing, he keep asking me questions, I'm going to tell him while my hands are up, I want to hear you say you're not going to shoot me, because I don't know that you're not going to shoot me until you tell me you're not going to shoot me. I'm compliant. I don't want no problems, and I want to know that you're not going to shoot me. That's just the way I do things, because, man, you see how people get smoked. So that's it, people. I love y'all. Podcast of Dr. Ryan. What I say, this episode 13? It's 13. Wow, man, we moving along. We cooking, man, on my race to 100. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Appreciate y'all. Cash out Larry Bird 33 bands. I'll see y'all hopefully sometime this week. We'll do a little more content. Like I say, send a prayer out to my sister, and RIP to my nephew, Daquan. 1.